Rebels. Reese Davis, David Pollock, Jesse Palmer with you here in the booth, and Holly Rowe keeping an eye on all of the storylines down on the sidelines. Holly?
Well, guys, down here on the field before the game, it is absolutely insane. These Ole Miss fans are letting Lane Kiffin know just how angry they are that he left to take the LSU job. Now he brings his Tigers back into the Ole Miss Stadium, and it is hectic. There's a lot of noise, a lot of excitement, and a lot of energy down here. Not all of it is positive being directed at Lane Kiffin. Back to you.
Thanks, Holly. Looking forward to see how this one goes. The Rebels offense will have first crack at this one. Hotty-toddy ringing throughout the night the last time these two got together and Ole Miss won a tight one.
And there was celebrations long after that game at the library, city grocery, Big Bad. All off season, and now that they get a chance to get back on and meet up again with LSU in this one, you know they're going to be fired up, ready to go.
And that wasn't lost on LSU. Like, they understand. They saw the Grove was flooded. They saw fans taunting LSU fans ad nauseum. They want.
Like it was going to be a completion, but how about the defender making the hit, forcing the incompletion?
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Just gets rid of it to the running back underneath. Stopped him at the 41, but that's a big pickup of 15. And the Rebels want to pick up the tempo.
And that's a nice job by the offense. Now, I love when offenses can go 5 wide, spread the formation, find the matchup they want. And this time, it's the running back turned wide receiver. They get him the football, and he does the rest and gets upfield. But nice job spreading the formation and really making the defense make a decision.
And as soon as the receiver caught the ball, you saw the quarterback start communicating to his teammates what the next play was going to be, because they're now changing the tempo and going fast.
And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. In a competitive conference like the SEC, you just can't afford to start 0-1 if you want to chase a championship. Really important to get off to a good start.
No doubt, in the SEC, you've got to set the tone early. It's all about creating momentum out of the gate. Both of these teams had this game circled all offseason, David. They know what's riding on the line.
There's so much riding on the line. Who gets to Atlanta down the road? Bragging rights, recruiting rights, all this stuff. Once you get in conference play, it means a lot every single week.
Runs through a tackle. Not able to get outside. They tried to run wide, and they got nothing. It'll be 4th down. This offense has moved into plus territory, and they want to keep the heat on. They'll go for it on 4th down. And they'll make the tackle for no gain, get the stop, and get the ball back. And after that run, there is a player still down on the field. That is their freshman offensive lineman, and boy, they hope this isn't too serious. Holly Rowe will keep an eye on that. Might be changing the route. They'll start on the ground with Durham. Maybe some room here. Continuing to turn and move it forward, and they're closing in on midfield. It's down at the 48.
And I think that's really the key to this football team. You saw it last week, man. Everything kind of falls into place when he gets the football and the ground game gets going. And I think when you play a rivalry game with emotion, with passion, like settle everybody in, run the football, and be more physical.
Right back to him on the ground. And he'll be smacked to the ground.
Man, not much wiggle room for the ball carrier there.
Not really sure what they can do to try to create some space.
I know. Block better. How about the offensive lineman push some guy backwards and make some holes?
A big 3rd down coming, and hotty-toddy, gosh almighty, this crowd is ready. They'll try to move the chains on the ground. Stopped in the backfield, and this defense has forced him into 4th down.
What
just nothing doing on that last run.
Hold on a minute. The offense still out there going for it in their own territory. They'll run for it. It's Durham. And some great fourth down defense against the run.
And what a job by this defense. Early in the game, you want to set the tone. You want to set your offense up as much as you can. And here in the first half now, giving the ball back to them on their side of the field, shutting the fourth down conversion down, sending a message to this offense.
Knocked down at the 29-yard line. Picked up 15 yards on the play, and he's got a first down.
And that's a nice run by the running back. And I tell you what, man, these rivalry games, a lot of times they're decided by who can run the football, who can exert their will, be more physical, because there's so much emotion that goes into it. And going back to last year, like this game was so close, so tight. So what's going to be the difference? A lot of times, man, it's the physicality and the running game.
The run inside. It's Lacey. He just carries it face long into a brick wall and has nothing to show for it again. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Working that left side now. And they'll stop him about 5 yards short of the first. They'll try to get something out of this drive and kick the field goal here on 4th down. Didn't make him sweat at all. It's good. And with that, they break the seal on the scoring. It's 3-0.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
He'll be stopped just short of the 25-yard line. They'll mark it at the 24, and good work by the coverage unit. The Tigers send out the offense to go to work. They were really aggressive going for it in their own end last time and put them in a tough spot, David.
Yeah, aggressive, reckless. They got to find the balance with this offense to really be productive. And last possession they went for it, they rolled the dice, Palmer, and it didn't work out for them.
Yeah, if you're better on 3rd down moving forward, though, you can keep yourself out of those situations.
Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance. Grabbed behind the line, it's Brown. Tackled almost immediately. They're well short of the first down.
Great effort by the defense here. Offense trying to go wide receiver screen. How about the speed on defense rounding the football?
Ball's at the 27. His offense facing a 3rd and long. Back to pass, it's Levin. And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17. They got the sack, but there is a man down on the play. LSU will bring the punt team on the field. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Really good job by They'll start this drive and snap it from the 40. Sends it back in motion. Looking downfield on 1st down. Oh, he's going to try to hit him over the top. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Guys, you just say Magnolia Bowl, and it sounds elegant and pristine and reserved.
And Ole Miss and LSU, anything but. Charges of clock malfeasance, downright cheating back in the old days just to get a leg up in this rivalry game.
It feels like they've been playing this game since the Louisiana Purchase and Napoleonic Law. They've been playing it forever down south in an area of the country where sometimes it just feels like it matters more. I can't wait to see what happens today.
And I love what Reese says, like cheating. Yeah, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. And both these schools, obviously, so closely connected. Games are usually really, really good. A ton of talent on the field. Big bragging rights on the line.
Bring him the heat. Got his man on the right. There he goes. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Ole Miss.
This offense. Octane. You saw it. Not a lot of time needed for them to go all the way and score 6. Well done.
The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And the score comes courtesy of an explosive play in the passing game from 60 yards out. And he takes this from inside the 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. They'll snap the ball. First play of the drive coming from their own 24. Banging, slithering, whatever it takes to get that ball up to the 32.
Man, the defense, you hold your breath. When this receiver has the football out in space, you have got to make sure you're playing with outstanding pursuit. Nice job there, but as this game goes on, got to keep an eye on this guy and make sure they know where he is at all times.
The Tigers with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. The RPO, it's complete. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
Okay, here's the bad news. They're down by a lot of points really early in this game in the first quarter. The good news is there's a lot of football left. The better news, they finally get a big play through the air. That's the kind of play that can spark some confidence and completely turn this thing around. They got to keep that up.
And he got 5 yards on the play, 2nd and 5 coming.
And defensively, one of the most important things is stopping the run, being physical up front. That was too easy for this offense. You can't give up 5 and 6 yards a pop on the ground. Like, that is a recipe for disaster. They got to be more physical, get off the ball, get downhill faster.
That's caught. It's Green. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down.
A pickup of 8. And that's a first down for the offense.
We've come to the end of the period, and Ole Miss is on top. They wanted to strike first and strike hard, and they've been able to do that here in the first quarter as we take a look at the stats. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. Lewis, under fire. He gets away. Able to get just a few before sliding to avoid the hits.
You know, QBs want to make those big plays. They want to put up the big stats. But when nothing's there, sometimes you just tuck the ball, get a minimal gain. I like the slide, by the way, too. Get down and don't take a big hit.
This first half of offense won't go on the highlight reel so far, but starting to get things moving, it's 1st and 10. Worked it down to the 22-yard line, give him 5 on the carry.
Yeah, and it's a nice decision by the quarterback when you run these RPOs. Man, if you can give it to him and you can get such positive yards like that, continue to do it. Make that defense react a different way, then I'll throw the football.
They'll send the back in motion. Lewis wants to pass. Under fire. Slides, avoids the punishment, and picks up the first down.
Man-to-man coverage is a great opportunity for scrambling quarterbacks to take off and run because everybody on defense who's covering has their backs turned to the quarterback, obviously, because they're chasing an intended receiver or target. So good job that time by the quarterback knowing, I've got man coverage. If it's not open, I can take off and go make something positive happen.
What a nice job by the defense to string it out, not give him any kind of alley, and knock him down for a loss.
And defense nowadays, they don't look at stats of what is the yards per rush. They look at how many negative plays they can create. Because why? Now you look at 2nd down, man, it just became very predictable for this offense. Nice job creating the loss on 1st down.
You've got great field position here. You've got to pay it off. Who is your go-to receiver that can make a play in this situation?
It's 3rd and goal and 3rd and long. Hauls it in. A big third down stop by this defense, but they are still in field goal range. And now on fourth down, they'll try a field goal. Smashes it between the uprights. This is now a 7-point game.
Man, so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Ole Miss ready to send the offense onto the field. Last drive went for 6. We'll see if they can do it again. The give on the counter. Picks up a useful 5-yard chunk out to the 30-yard line. And the Rebels come to the line in the hurry-up.
And the offense has a little bit of success, and what do? They push that turbo button right back on the line, ready to run another play.
Grabbed in the backfield. It's Lacey. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. It'll be 3rd and short from their own 33. They'll try to run for it. They thought they could just run it on 3rd and short, but this defense was there to make the stop. The Rebels will try to pin them back with the punt. On the move, looking for a little sliver of hope. Pretty solid coverage there, and they'll stop him at the 26. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. So far, they've only been able to muster a field goal, but hoping to get things cooking here. Here's Caden Durham to begin the drive. Picks up the first down. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. One big play, and now they've got it at the 42-yard line on first down. Here's Lewis to throw. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
Love the physicality of the secondary on defense. That defender got to the football, was able to separate the receiver from the ball, and did it legally. Beautiful job.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Takes a handoff. It's Hall. And he doesn't find much running room. A short gain on the play.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
The Land Sharks circling. Crowd getting this defense whipped up on third down. Trying to get through the noise. It's Lewis. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. Fourth down coming up. Looks as if LSU will line up to punt it away with this one. He makes a fair catch just outside his own 10 at the 11-yard line. So the Rebels come out to get this drive started. They went 3 and out last time. Now they'll look for some plays that work. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Lacey. Maybe picked up a couple as he gets it to the 14. The Rebels want to move quickly.
A nice job being gap sound by this defense. And here you go. Watch what this offense does. They'll get right back on the ball, and they'll go really quick, so you've got to be prepared.
They'll take this lead to the 2-minute timeout and see if they can tack on a little more before the break. Chance to build a little momentum here by converting this third down from deep in your own territory. Motion from the back. He'll throw on third down. Makes the grab on the left. A little more space. Open up that playbook even more as they pick up the first down out to the 30.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that first down and give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush them.
He unleashes a long one. Catch inside the 25. Touchdown, Rebels. This crowd absolutely loving it as he rolled into the end zone.
And back in the day, used to line up and your tight end was a blocker and you threw it to him short. Now, these guys are being so dynamic in space and so athletic. Now they can make big, huge plays for your offense and put points on the board in a hurry.
Fielded in the end zone, it's Wilson. Tackled and brought down right at the 20-yard line. Good coverage there. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. Running out of time here in the first half, and they do have a chance to make this a one-possession game.
And so you got to locate your best players and get them the football on this run. You're down in the game. There's obviously a lot of football left, David, but on this drive, in this 2-minute situation, best players got to touch the ball.
And this could get into pressing mode, right? Like you go into the half down a couple of scores, it starts to, the pressure really mounts. Good opportunity to take some of that pressure off, get some momentum, energize this squad going into halftime.
Making side adjustments here. Third down from the gun, Lewis. He'll pull it down. They'll force him out of bounds after a solid pickup on the play.
And usually when a QB takes off and scrambles, it's because the defense didn't do a great job keeping lane integrity, not keeping him in the pocket, letting him get outside, and then he can do damage. And it's the next play that you have to play instead of just the original pass. So defense has got to do a better job of keeping that guy in the pocket.
Well, this team found themselves in a hole really quickly. Good things need to start happening, and they got to happen now. There's a big play that the offense desperately needed. A big pitch and catch. That's going to give them some confidence. That hopefully shifts the momentum their way a little bit. But they've got to cap this off now with a touchdown cut into their opponent's lead.
Throwing, Lewis. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Trying to escape and get it himself. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down. The Tigers will call a timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. LSU getting set on 1st and 10. Lewis to throw. Makes the catch. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup. The hurry up now. 2nd down. Clock ticking.
Well, the defense playing zone coverage there. They're taking away all of the QB's primary options down the field, so he has to check it down to the drag running underneath.
No chance to run, but still a solid pickup on that one. Timeout called by LSU. That's their second. And they'll still have one in their pocket for what's left in this first half. They're looking at a third down and short from the 33. From the gun on third down, Lewis. Can't make the connection on third down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's 4th down. Now the Tigers will take their final timeout of the half. And they won't be able to stop the clock again for the remainder of this half. He's going to run it. And he's not going to be able to wedge his way there. The defense with the stop. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Running inside, it's Lacey. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. He'll try it again. Makes a man miss. And as we work our way toward halftime, timeout on the field. Just enough time for one final play in this half. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. He'll be brought down, and that's the final play of the half. Halftime as both teams head into the locker room. We're looking forward to a terrific second half, but before that, let's check in with Kevin Connors.
Fellas, we welcome you into our palatial Orlando studios for the Week 3 edition of the EA Sports College Football Update Show. We begin with the Washington State Cougars taking on the number 17 team, the Washington Huskies.
Let's see if he can make a play on the return. And good work by the coverage team to get the return man down. Let's go down to the sidelines now where Howie Rowe has an update on that injury.
Hey guys, checking in with the Tigers head coach. He will not return after an injury. He said the backup is going to have to rally here and hopes they can get off to a good start to start this second half. Keep you posted on how things are going down on the field. Guys, back to you.
We'll keep an eye on that, Holly. They got 3 on the last pass. Here comes 2nd and 7. To the air, it's Clement. Fires to the wideout. He got his hands on it, but couldn't hold on to it. And what a time that would have been for their first pick of the game.
Well, you can see the frustration on this guy's face. He's one of the best receivers in college football. I mean, knew coming into this game that he had to get touches, but you can't say enough about how good this defense has been defending him. They've always had an answer, whether it's single coverage, double coverage, man or zone. They have not let him go off, and that's a big reason why they're winning this game.
Wait just a second. They're leaving the offense on the field. They're going to go for it in this situation. On 4th down, going to the air. Going to try to get it himself. Crosses the 30. He's got to lay it. Out across the 30 and out of bounds at the 33. And that's what you're looking for when you're backed up in your own territory. With the 1st down, they'll put it in play from the 33. Here's the snap. Ready to cut one loose. Oh, it's picked off. Oh, that's not the way to start a drive. And he's going to score on the interception. Touchdown, Rebels! No step back in week 3. They have been sharp as they extend the lead. What a play by this defense.
Supposed to, breaks on the football, makes the interception. Everybody on defense, we turn to offense. Go lay some blocks so my guy can get it and take it back to the house.
Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. The LSU offense comes out to start this drive. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game for quarterbacks, but guess what? They do happen, so you've got to be able to turn the page here and lead this offense.
Well, I think you know this defense is going to be aggressive. They're going to jump routes. They're going to play aggressive. You've got to take advantage of that. Maybe use that this time to your advantage.
Lewis. Got his man downfield. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the 1st down. And the Tigers, right after the huge play through the air, back to the line. Lewis wants to pass. Rushes on him. At the 35, he's got room. Slides to the ground, picks up the 1st down, and avoids the hit.
This guy just gives you nightmares. I mean, he's just got so much electricity. He just pulls it down and chews up yards like it's nothing. That's a quarterback. A quarterback doing that to your defense.
Looking to throw on 1st down. Soft spot in the middle. They get him stopped at the 2, but it'll be 1st and goal.
This offense can get a lot of yards, and it doesn't take a lot of plays. You've seen that here. They have speed, speed, and speed. It kills you. If guys get a little bit of space, they just gobble up yards. They've had the defense completely on their heels. Now they're all the way backed up against their own goal line.
And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
And you gotta love this defensive performance so far. Done such a good job against the running back that you saw last week, man. He can go off. He can make big plays. He can chew some yardage up and keep an offense on schedule. Nice job by this defense locking in and shutting down the run game so far.
Following that run, we have a player who is shaken up. Now 3rd and goal and tough yardage to cover here. Zings it complete to the right. He is stopped well short of the 1st down, but they are still in field goal range, assuming they send the kicker out there. I see a look of disappointment from this kicker, but that offense is happy. They'll stay out there and go for it. 4th and goal from the 4. A little too anxious along that offensive line. That'll be a false start. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. And for the 2nd time tonight, they'll trot out the field goal kicker. He splits the uprights. Are forced to settle for 3.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here comes the Ole Miss offense onto the field. To the big fella. They stop him just short of the 1st down, but it will be 2nd and inches coming up. And the Rebels come to the line. This situation, you might see a shot play. The run inside. It's Lacey. Ran right through the defender, and now he's still running. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll ride the hot hand. Maybe a crease. Just what they were looking for, and he's got him set up in business at the 35 with a 1st down.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the 3rd quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. So it's now 1st and 20 after that holding call. From the gun, the running back has it. And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They'll get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming. Trying to pick up a 1st down. Trying play action. He lost one down the sideline. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it.
3rd and long situations are really hard to convert. The defense knows it's going to be passed. The pass rushers are getting upfield. You're under pressure. You don't have timing. And as a result now, 4th down.
As someone once said, from way downtown, bang, outside of 60 yards.
Well, that kid just showed off his hammer for a leg, 50-plus, and he did it with ease.
What kind of field position can he help them with on the return? He gets across the 20 and out to the 21-yard line before he's stopped right there. Tigers sending out their offense ready to get this drive started. They're looking at a 21-point hold. There's still time to do some work, but there's also no time to waste. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Here's Lewis to throw. It's complete to the right. He's knocked out of bounds, but not before he gets it to the 25. And this offense can ill afford to come up empty on this drive, already trailing by multiple possessions. Motion from the wideout. Lewis from the gun on 3rd down. Snagged out of the air. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a 1st down.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that third down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
Picked up 5 on that last pass play. Now it's 2nd and 5. Wants to adjust the pattern. To the air again, Lewis. Throws for the tight end. And he just overshot his man and threw it out of bounds, incomplete. Just shy of midfield at the 47. The defense needs a third down stop. From the gun on third down, Lewis finds his big tight end. And he gets it right on the cusp, maybe a few pebbles short of a first down in that football. I see the closed fist from the ref. It'll be 4th down.
One of the things I love about this defense is they just have such great awareness, and they're always communicating. They understood the down and distance. They knew exactly what they needed to do to make the tackle to force the punt. That is so well done.
4th down, Lewis. He's got enough, and they roll the dice on 4th down, and they keep the drive alive. The Tigers are moving quickly down the field. Play fake, Lewis. Here's a heat. It falls incomplete, and that'll do it for the quarter. We've come to the end of the period, and Ole Miss is on top. A quick pause here to look at the numbers as they are threatening to pull away in this game. It'll be 2nd down as we open the final stanza. Throwing, Lewis. Out of the backfield, he's open. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
And this offense just hasn't found a way to kind of open it up. Like, they haven't found those explosive plays. It feels like the defense is kind of strangling them and staying really close to the line of scrimmage because of their lack of their big play ability over the top. This offense has to dial something up.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on 3rd down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
Here comes the heat. Can't make the connection. The pressure there caused the missed timing.
And that's just the kind of game it's been for this quarterback in this offense. You got a great game plan all week long. You're watching it throughout practice. You think you're going to have a chance to light up the scoreboard, but they're just not able to hook up. You got to give this defense a ton of credit. They've done a great job in coverage. They've been breaking on passes. They've had their number, and that's why they're leading by as much as they are.
It's always interesting how people handle late game. Like, you know this game is over. There's not a lot to gain from it, but some people try to throw the ball deep and continue to make plays. They throw it short. The clock's running out, and there's not a lot to talk about that's going to be positive for this offense.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback and this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops. Just not in sync, and that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right here late in the game.
And the 4th down pass falls incomplete, and they'll have to give up the football.
Tell you what, it gets late in the football game, man. I got to start being aggressive. When I'm in a hole and the clock's running out, like, it's going to make me have to throw the football, be more aggressive. And this offense doesn't come through for their team, and now they're going to really need their defense to get some stops here in this football game in the 4th quarter.
Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Lacey. Knocked down behind the line. Boy, he powered through one tackler, but there were more there to greet him. Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. Back to pass. Missed his receiver there. It's incomplete.
Well, give the defense credit because they're forcing this quarterback to throw into very small windows under duress.
Gets the back moving. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Quickly to the tight end. Stop is made at the 35-yard line. It'll be a 4th down. And the Rebels send out the punt unit. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Fields the punt and tries to find an opening. And he's going to get it up to about the 29-yard line before he's brought down. So the LSU Tiger offense comes out to start this drive. When the defense got the stop, they could have used a few more of those earlier. Still a big deficit here late. They'll run the RPO and fire to the right. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the 1st down. What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? The pull and throw off the RPO. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
Man, what a really nice job by being disciplined by this defense. Like, understanding I'm trying to rush the passer, probably a passing situation type of a deal, but doing it with some discipline. They try to sneak the screen in. They were ready for it. Nice job by this defense.
Look at this, guys. The offense appears to be going for it from their own side of the field. It's Lewis again. They got him for the sack, and that'll be a turnover on downs.
Well, at this point of the game, in the 2nd half, down 3 possessions, you're not punting anymore, right? Every 4th down you're going to be going for, regardless of where you are in the field. The problem is, defense knows it too, so they're going to play call accordingly. That time, they had a better play call on. They execute. It's just been that kind of day for this offense.
The Rebels trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Quarterback Keith. Got a little grass. Defense comes up with a stop, but not before he moves the chains and takes it inside the 10 to the 8.
Well, his legs haven't been a big factor in this game up to now. He picks the perfect moment in the 4th quarter to rip off his longest run of the game.
He'll keep it again on the option. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches. 2nd and goal for the offense. Trying to punch it in. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Rebels. They tack a little more onto this lead, and they're on their way to a 3-0 start.
Well, what I love about this team early this year is it looks like they can fight through adversity. We started the year 2-0. This game looked like it was in the balance here in the 4th quarter. But after watching them answer with that last touchdown drive, that shows me they've got the mental toughness to potentially make a run this year.
Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. The Tigers send out the offense to go to work. We'll see if that failed 4th down in their own end last time, David, sort of curbed some of the aggressiveness.
When you hear about it all the time in football, go for it. Be aggressive. The problem is when you get stopped, sometimes it puts you in a hole. And, Jesse, now the offense has to come out and respond.
They were real disappointed not getting that 1st down. You could see it on the sideline. So let's just see if that's kind of galvanized them a little bit here to go make a statement and get some points.
Really, really good decision-making by the quarterback. Don't get greedy. Yes, I can make reads, and I can pull it, and I can throw it all over the yard. If I can take 10-plus yards and continue to do that and continue to be smart with my decision-making, this offense is going to be very difficult to stop.
That will take us to the 2-minute timeout, and not much time left for this offense to put together a miracle. Now on 2nd down. Lewis. Oh, they're after him. They got him. Great pressure by this defense.
And that play is a microcosm of what this game has been. They have not been able to protect their quarterback all game long, early or late, up front.
And he feels the heat coming, and it burns him up. Another sack. And, guys, hold that thought just a second, because here comes the 4th down play. If they don't get it here, this one is probably over. Here's a throw downfield late. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Good gain on the return, and this defense has set them up with a big play.
And And that's kind of what this offense has done all day. They have struggled. They haven't gotten a rhythm. They haven't found a way to get points on the scoreboard. And late in this game, when your defense and your team really needed it the most, Palmer, they throw the INT.
And it's a microcosm, too, of just how